When you hear someone say the words addictive personality, what do you think? Like, what comes to mind? The thing that comes to mind for me is somebody who suffers from drug addiction. And that's probably pretty common, right? A lot of us would think, okay, addictive personality, they probably are addicted to substances. I have an interesting perspective on this because I am someone who realizes, truthfully, that I have an addictive personality. And I have addictive tendencies that come from both sides of my family, as in both my father's side and my mother's side. And there are classic examples on both sides of my family that meet what most people would think when they think of addictive personalities. In other words, substance use disorders. But I think addictive personality goes much deeper than just the idea of being addicted to drugs. I think that people who have addictive personalities become obsessed with certain things, including the potential for drugs, and their brains become hooked on things and they become obsessed a lot easier. Now, that sounds like a lot of bad things coming out of my mouth there. And it sounds like, well, having an addictive personality is not something that you'd want. It's not a good trait. I'm here to tell you that you can take the negative that is commonly associated with having an addictive personality and turn it into good. And I can tell you that from personal experience. I realized looking back, I've always had an addictive personality. On Halloween, oh my gosh, I was a bit of a chubby kid. I would eat a ton of candy. I would binge, like a lot of kids. When I had my friends around, the amount that I would eat in comparison to them was so much greater, even if I was smaller, and I had a hard time turning off the enjoyment that I was getting from the sugar. Like, I would almost be sick every time that I would eat that candy. And I seemed to have less self-control naturally over things that felt good, which I think is a characteristic of being easily addicted to things. Having that pull, having that draw. And it was the same thing when I would go out, hang out with my friends, going out clubbing, doing certain activities. I felt more of a pull towards those things, and it was harder for me once I started to stop. But by that time, I was able to realize I had tendencies that if I started, I'd have a harder time stopping. That doesn't mean I couldn't stop, but the best thing for me to do was never to start. And I'm the same way today. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm pretty disciplined. And I don't say that to be boastful. There's a part of me, because the saying that moderation is key, I truly believe. I have a hard time with moderation. I have a hard time with moderation at work. I usually work longer hours, and I classically have, than most of my peers, and I become known as a workaholic by my peers. And I don't disagree with that. Going to work out, I get such a kick off it, I have a hard time not doing it. And these are some of the things that you can use productively to channel that addictive energy. That first thing is work and saving and investing. I have channeled some of those tendencies, some of that raw energy that I've felt to be hooked on something to work. And it's helped me in my professional life so far. It's helped me in school. It's helped me in relationships with checking in with people. It's helped me with my fitness. See, I believe that people with addictive tendencies, there might be a correlation, I'm no psychologist, to being hyperactive. You always have this energy. You have so much energy and it's hard to get rid of. Well, channeling it through exercise is a great way. Improves your self-confidence, makes your body better, makes you more healthy, makes your mental health better. That's just one example. Professionally, right? You work longer, you have more tenacity, you're willing to work on relationships and take it one step further. You're willing to meet customers where they're at. That's probably going to help you get promoted faster. So I bring these things up because when we hear the words addictive personality, we like to jump to negative aspects of being someone who has a hard time with moderation or has a hard time with applying maybe an effort in the middle. You know, those of us who become hooked on things pretty easily, we usually have this like all or nothing mentality. But with that can come an incredible amount of work ethic and endurance. And everyone is different because one person might tell you, and I've been told time and time again by many people in my life, you need to slow down, you're going to burn out. Well, I'm still young, not super young, but I'm still young. And I can tell you that flame has not burnt out. I've had periods where I've felt myself and have realized if I were to continue giving that amount of effort over, let's say, years longer, then yeah, I'd probably burn out. We all have a point that we burn out. But something I've noticed with people who have addictive tendencies is we tend to have a longer fuse because we get hooked on these things. We enjoy the game. One person that comes to mind, and some of the most successful people in our society have addictive tendencies paired with natural talent. Kobe Bryant, many athletes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. These people are all addicted to what they do. They also have a natural talent for these things, which is what separates people from being great from being amazing and world-renowned. But you can utilize your addiction, even if you don't have the natural talent, to progress further than people that have talent that don't work hard. So there's so much benefit. You see, the more I talk about it, I hope the more I'm highlighting and illustrating for you guys that it's not all bad. It's bad if you let it be. You have to be in control. You have to be the one to choose where that energy gets channeled. And I can tell you, if you let it slip, it can be hard to recover. But realize you can always recover. It's never too late. Don't ever have the mindset of you're too far in. If you have these realizations about yourself like I do about myself regarding this, the best thing that you can do is to never start with those bad behaviors. Don't start. Even if you do it once. Even activities that I know that I shouldn't do that I do once, I feel that pull towards them to do them an unhealthy amount. And I can stop myself and say, I can see where this is headed. I'm not good with this direction that this is going, so I'm not going to continue going in this direction. And I take that raw extra energy that I have, and then I put it into my body. I put it into my finances. I put it into my relationships. I put it into my hustle. Those are the outlets that you can channel this immense amount of power within that a lot of people don't have, or they channel it wrong. It's a gift. It can be a blessing or a curse, but if you channel it to be a blessing, it can be the biggest blessing and the biggest advantage you ever have, I promise you. I hope this video brought you some value and spoke to you on a personal level. I know that this was a little bit more vulnerable of a video today that I shared. I want to start getting into being a little more vulnerable with you all because I've gotten into this habit of posting positive aspects of my life and not including some of the struggles I've went through. And I didn't touch on all the struggles in this video, but there's some reading between the lines that you can do. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for future videos, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.